Be curious about the other person. When you're curious, you open up your mind to get a better understanding and to learn things that you wouldn't know without being curious. So when somebody around you feels guilty, angry, irritable, impatient, uh, angry, disappointed, jealous, rejected, needy, unhappy, nervous, really irritable, anything. When somebody around you is withdrawn, you can react to what that person is feeling or doing or not doing, even if it's something they're doing. They're kicking their foot, or your kid is doodling instead of doing homework. Uh, all kinds of things. You can It has to do with feelings, it has to do with actions or inaction. Instead of making a quick judgment, you want to be curious. And this can be when a child is young or somebody as old as you can be. And it could be any relationship. It could be a coworker, it could be a family member, it could be a child, it could be a spouse, it could be a parent, sibling, friend, doesn't matter. Okay. You want to have a new practice, if you don't already do this, of being curious. First thing you ask is, what? What is going on with you? So you see a normally happy coworker walk in and seem to be kind of heavy and sad, instead of like turning away or avoiding, or being annoyed by that person not responding to you in the same way, or thinking that it's your fault, something that you did that made this person act that way. You just want to say, hey, what's going on with you? You know what, you don't seem normal. Are you okay? So that's a great question. What is bothering you? So if somebody's annoyed with you or irritable with you, instead of getting irritable back, you can say, what's bothering you? Okay. What am I doing that's bothering you? Or what's bothering you? What is happening with you emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, relationally? What's going on with you? The next thing you want to ask is why? Why do you feel this way? Okay. Why is this bothering you? Or why are you reacting this way? And you're going to get, hopefully, that person is going to have some insight into themselves and willing to be honest, because if a person doesn't have insight, you're not going to get the right answer or the correct answer. Or if the person is afraid to be vulnerable, you might not get the true answer or a answer. But let's assume that the person is willing to tell you, and you're going to find out, wow, I didn't realize that that was going on in your life, or I didn't realize that you had this problem, or I'm sorry that I affected you this way, or that I said that to you. That's not what I meant, the way that you're taking what I said. So here are the benefits of asking these and other questions, because you can ask anything. And you can take this as deep as you want to go, as deep as the conversation needs to go, as deep as you're comfortable, as deep as the other person is comfortable. First, they help you to be compassionate rather than judgmental, instead of acting annoyed or thinking that person's a jerk or whatever opinion you would have of that without going deeper and finding out why. You will respond in a much better way. You're going to have compassion instead of being critical, harsh, or judgmental. Second one, they're going to help you figure out whether the person's problem or the way they're acting has anything to do with you, or that it doesn't. If it does have to do with you, you can search yourself and think, do I need to apologize? Do I need to own this? If you do, then that's going to help heal the relationship and take the breach away. The third one is that it helps you to wisely respond. If you know what's going on, you can take that into consideration and respond appropriately. If you find out that something tragic has happened in this person's life, you are going to be very soft in your response, and you are going to listen. and you're going to show caring. If you find out that this person is just being very harsh and sarcastic with you, and then you're just going to kind of gently back away so that you don't make this escalate it, and realize that either this person has more going on than I think, or this person is, not willing to talk right now, or but I need to, like, that didn't work. So you're going to respond appropriately and not cause damage that you would cause if you responded inappropriately. And then the next one is the last one. The benefit is that it's going to help you know what to do. Do you need to just sit and listen? Do you need to offer to help this person? Do you need to apologize? What is it? It will help you know what to do. So the benefits, it's going to help you be compassionate. They're going to help you to figure out if the problem has anything to do with you. They're going to help you to wisely know how to respond. And the fourth is they're going to help you know if there's something that you need to do. So here is an example. A long time ago, a family member lied to me. Now, many times I had responded to this lie or not to this lie, but to a lie by this person by losing it and getting really angry, or by being duped and believing it. So I was getting wiser and more emotionally intelligent with my own emotions. And I said calmly, I believe you're lying to me, and I would like to know why you're lying instead of telling me the truth. Now, this person could have lied again and or denied that they were lying and done all kinds of things, but it just so happened that they did not. This person instead said, I felt so guilty that I couldn't bear to tell you. Like, I was consumed with my own guilt, and it was so much that I couldn't handle you getting mad at me too. And that helped me understand that even though what person did, I did not like and did not agree with, and there were some consequences, at least I had insight into the fact that this person was already feeling bad and already recognized that it was wrong. And that was helpful in me deciding, one, how to handle it, and two, what the consequence was, rather than just getting angry and saying, I know the truth, you lied to me, and then just throwing out just blindly any punishment that I could think of, and getting angry. It wouldn't have had the same outcome, and it would have caused a breach in the relationship. And I never would have gotten that answer. I never would have gotten the insight that this person actually had self-guilt. And when the person did something wrong, that person actually did feel really guilty. And that really helped me understand better and recognize that I was dealing with somebody who did have a sense of right and wrong and could feel that. Then there's another, think of this with a younger child. An 8-year-old boy comes home from school um, for the parent who got a call that the boy pushed another boy at school and had to go to the principal's office. And if the parent just goes off on this kid, how dare you push someone, you know better than to do that. You're supposed to get to your room. You don't get any TV tonight. I'll bring you your food, and you don't get dessert, and just really just go off on the kid, or just start telling him how wrong it is to push. You'd never know why. Why did he push another kid? Why was he angry? And you would find out that the boy pushed him first. He pushed him back, but the teacher didn't see the other boy push him, and he denied it when he said he did. And he was the only one that got in trouble But that was why he did it. Now that's a very different scenario than he just goes off and pushes a kid for no reason. So that is helpful for you to know and would be helpful for you to take into consideration. So this could be kind of anything that would happen with somebody. You you want to know like what's going on. An example with an even younger child, it's like taking a marker and writing all over the wall. It's like, why did you do that? You might get some interesting answers. Or with an adult, it's like, why were you so upset when I called you and said what I said when really I didn't mean anything bad? Why did it feel so bad to you? Why were you so upset when I said that? Why did it bother you that much? What about it bothered you? So there are lots of things that you can find out. It will bring you closer to the person. It will help you make a better way of responding in the relationship, and it'll make a huge difference. So be curious about what is going on with the other person instead of just automatically responding without asking why of that person. And at least if you can't ask why in that situation, you might at least stop to think what could it be. But really try to ask the person and bring that honesty, and maybe it'll come back to you if you start doing that in your relationships. So the scripture that I love, one of my favorite Proverbs 25, the purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. So, in other words, uh, the purposes are deep within somebody. If you do it right, you can literally draw those things out, which you would by those questions. And the next one, contrasted with that, is Proverbs 18:2. Fools find no pleasure in understanding, but delight in airing their own opinions. A fool doesn't ask what and doesn't ask why. So thank you for watching this video on Change My Relationship. I hope you'll watch some more, and please email me if you have any questions. God bless.